They don't want to believe they've been wrong. But to all of you yuppies and trendies and every race, color, religion, and creed's got them, who think it's funny and who think laughing at corruption is funny and who think that rationalizing things and making excuses for it and only caring about yourself, it's a gross analogy, but I have to use it because it's the only way to really document it. Why do you not like going to a big city pool? Because there's hundreds of people in it, and none of them care about anybody else, and they're urinating in the pool. Sometimes you'll get even a 10-year-old kid who's lazy. They'll get in the pool and crap in it. Excuse my French. Now, that's what tyranny and corruption is. See, they sell sin and wickedness and corruption like it's sexy and fun and neat. That's the surface. The truth is about evil is it's basically everybody getting in the pool and going to the bathroom. And you're like, they're all going to be in my you-know-what. You're in theirs, too. You understand that? And then you're in a world of you-know-what. And the truth is, people that give in to evil, most of them do it because they're scared of it. Most people that go out and embrace Satanism, Luciferianism, worldliness, all of this, that do it on the surface, they do it because it scares them. They're perceptive enough. That's why many people who would have been champions for good end up joining evil. But they still have good in them. In their spirit, in their bloodline, in their history. They still have a chance. And that's why the dark side, the true dark workers, they hate you. Those of you that are power slave servants who are good, who are stronger than them, and even stronger in evil because of the good you have, that's why they always destroy you and hate you. I'm giving you the deepest secrets here. I hope you realize this. When we come back, we are going to go into the heart of darkness, the absolute heart of human sacrifice of children publicly in America. Oh, yes. For a long time. Thank you for joining us. All right, let me get into the top story today. No, I'm not talking about drones. I'm not talking about people being arrested now for buying raw milk. They're now going after the consumers all over the country. California, Minnesota, you name it. It's on. No, I'm not talking about all that. I want to go directly to the heart of the matter here with you today. Now, this morning, I got up at about 6:30 and went into Infowars.com to see what was being posted in the early morning hours and saw a video linked to My Fox Houston. 3-year-old in CPS care, overprescribed psychiatric drugs. And I thought, overprescribed, what does that mean? And that's the same talking point they use in all the articles I have. Oh, they put the average child they grab on 7 psychotropic drugs. Then they start having seizures. Then they put them on anti-seizure medication. And a lot of the time they end up dying. A WOAI TV investigation in San Antonio showed. And on average, 69% of foster children in the U.S. are on psychotropics. And on average, they are on 7. And in every case, watching this newscast, it shows 400-pound CPS workers, black social workers. There's 3 types of social workers. There's the pot-bellied, mustached pedophile, male. There's the fat, weirdo white woman. And then there's the giant, fat black woman. I don't know why, but that's what they all look like. And they're laughing. It's real funny. They've been trying to get this little girl for 3 years off and on grabbing her. They've got photos and video of her before they got her for 2 months. Afterwards, she looked like a concentration camp victim. You got to go to Infowars.com to watch the video and see it for yourself if you're a radio listener. And I'm watching this video, and I'm having flashbacks to going to family court, which is really eugenics court here in Austin 14, 15 years ago, and I really got into focusing on it and covering it almost every day. And how they would take poor people's children at birth for no reason, Or their favorite thing is to test the mother who doesn't know they're going into a prison camp, and they find marijuana in her blood, a lot of times falsely. And they take the child, and they take babies at age 1 and put them on Prozac. Because crying is mentally ill for a baby. I'm not joking. They put 1-year-olds on it. Look it up. Tens of thousands of 2-year-olds. And they turn them into zombies. And that's even better because then they get more federal funding to do that. Now that they're an at-needs, at-risk child. Now, once they've got them about age 7 and they can't talk and they're zombies, they then take them and chain them down and test drugs and chemicals and pesticides on them. Source on that, New York Daily News. Because I went back this morning and printed 10 or so mainstream articles where they admit they test pesticides on them. So, let me explain again. They take them when they're done with them, and they've sucked millions out of them, federal and state funds, once they make you disabled. And I've had the doctors on. I've met the families whose children they've killed, and I've been at their houses with the families where they're showing their little 3-year-old daughter. It's little girls is their favorite to kill. They kill them. And they're laughing, running around totally normal. And then you see the autopsy photos. And, of course, CPS has the government behind them. They don't get in trouble. They're DynCorp usually. You see them. They look like what you see in the Nazi Germany film footage. Eyes sunk in. They look like a wraith. And they win. They kill them. They win. And nobody's coming to save them. Nobody's coming to help them. And they kill tens of thousands of them a year, conservatively. You can look it up. You're 5 times more likely to die in foster care than in any other parents, grandparents, you name it. You are 7 times more likely, look these up, these are Justice Department's own numbers, they're very proud of them, to be raped or get an STD while in their care. And we just allow this. No one is their champion, no one stands for them. In fact, to the contrary, everywhere is give money to CPS, little baskets at the gas stations, and give money to the foster care facilities filled with child-raping pedophiles, and worse. About how I have fame, I have fortune. The New World Order's ignored everything we do. That's only made us bigger. It's only given us the seal of authenticity. And none of it means anything. Not knowing movie stars, not knowing famous people, not knowing Willie Nelson, Jesse Ventura, not knowing, Beatles and people like that. None of that means anything. Other than the fact that I would give my life up. I would give everything up to be able to defend one of these children in the clutches of the Child Pedophile Services. CPS, nationwide, worldwide, is the same model. And this isn't hyperbole I'm talking about here. And again, I raise the point of being successful, reaching millions and millions of people a day and growing exponentially. I raise that point not to say, oh, I'm a big shot, to say the opposite. This morning, I was going to go for a jog to be healthy, and I couldn't do it. I went in and sat on the floor and played with my little daughter and played hide and seek and stuff. Which I normally do in the morning, but then I go jog, and I spent time with her. And I just imagined and empathized with all these families having their children taken because their child falls off the jungle gym, or because they say that, they went in to get surgery and the hospital doesn't tell you, by the way, we're running your blood extrajudicially without a warrant to take your children from you so the government can drug them. And I just stood there in the hallway before I went in and took a shower. And I just thought about, wow, none of this really matters. And one of the final chunks of my ego burned away. And one of the final chunks of fear that I didn't even know I had burned away. And in its place, an absolute total commitment to do more and a true realization of just how pathetic I am and how I have this incredible platform and I am not dedicated. I am pathetic. And a lot of people would look at that and say, Alex, you are incredibly dedicated, more than anybody. Yeah, and that shows how pathetic we all are. And that's why I'm talking about myself, because it's a journey we're all having or should be having. It's a discussion we should be having. When you're self-centered and you automatically put blinders on because you can't believe how hardcore reality is, you allow evil to continue to operate and expand. And I just thought about how the final level of fear that I have is the fear of the pain, because I do have empathy. That's my strength, is that I am connected to others. I know you are as well. And the world, the system, seeks to remove that from us. They are selling us on torture and secret arrest, and the TV shows put down children and talk about how they're scum and old people are gross, and all of this so that we won't stand together as humans, as this alien force of psychopaths, alien to what true humanity is, this mutated, disgusting guild of control freaks and scum and perverts that form these colony systems of government and mega corporations that are mining us and feeding on us and attacking humanity. I just want to see us rise against them and grapple and grab their arms and just slowly, inexorably, with total commitment and dedication, rip their arms out of their sockets. And I mean that figuratively, because that's where the real power is spiritually. And then taking that spiritual energy, that truth, and pouring it into the enemy by the force of will, just leaning our weight against them. You want to suffocate us? We're going to lean against you with total dedication and commitment of victory over you. Because have seen it. I have witnessed things that you cannot believe. If I told you, and I have told you, you cannot understand until you've seen it. One cannot be told about evil. You have to experience it first. I had a devil went down to Georgia experience yesterday. I was driving along through the country and came to this low water crossing. And there, parked on their motorcycle, sitting there in the sunshine with birds tweeting, was a very famous person who's known for being evil. And I stopped and I looked out the window and he said, "Finally we meet." And I pulled over and got out and talked to the person. And it was just bizarre. Maybe I'll get him on the show sometime. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the spirit world is real. The New World Order is real. And the slow, tortured murder of our children is real. You know, they tell you 52 million aborted babies since 74. The year I was born. Roe v. Wade was what, 73, went into place the next year. It's taken 52 million Americans and blasted them into infinity